don't kill you, the widow, or the king. Not if we don't have to.
It's been a while since I watched the last episode, and that is because of the nature of my job. There's been a few other videos that have been going up. But yeah, I've had a lot on my mind, and the last episode, I think, was called No Mercy, and there was a quote in the last episode, or one of the last episodes, my mercy prevails over my wrath. The guy that was watching Carl, he said that exact line, so I'm panicking. My brain's going, oh, okay, the worst that could be about to happen right now is Carl's gonna die. Rick was standing over 2 graves. So my theories were that it's gonna be Carl and Enid or Carl and Judith. It feels too much of a coincidence for that to line up with Rick not killing that guy then watching Carl, the whole my mercy prevails over my wrath. I don't know, maybe I'm jumping the gun, but it's just, that's what my brain was thinking about. That's why I'm not ready, because I don't want to see where this goes.
They are coming for us.
Hopefully that's not too loud.
Coming for us at this very moment.
Oh, that's right, we got I forgot we got a radio.
Bloodthirsty rogues and unrepentant cutthroats, and yet I smile.
Yeah, because of the confidence, he's trying to portray it, isn't he? He wants everyone in our group to feel like we have a chance of winning this. But he's also confident. I think he's a bit of both. Won't they catch on pretty quickly that it's not safe to use the radios? Oh, for God's sakes.
They probably have the numbers. We have strategy.
Oh, so it's a strategy. Oh, shoot, we just... Damn. It actually makes me kind of sad seeing their bodies just like... I hate that my brain does this. I should be so much more happy, eh? I should be bouncing off the walls with happiness. And I am inside. Inside I'm happy that we're no longer on our knees with a foot on our throats, you know? Like, I'm ecstatic that we finally have some moving room. Or the ability to fight for what we believe in. And whether that's freedom or just what. The last few episodes I've been feeling nothing but sadness for the fact that a lot of these people... they were too scared to fight, either the fear of Negan or the fear of Rick. We can't discount that, you know, our group has become something to fear, right? So when no one came out or surrendered, I was never surprised. I was like, why would they do that? If they've feared Negan their entire lives, or the entire time they've been with him, why would they leave when they fear the other person across the pond? Especially with what we're doing, you know, when we're going in like this and just shooting everything, it's sad. I feel sad about it, and you know what? We're about to get, I don't know if it's this episode, but Rick's just run into Morales, I think his name is. Someone that we knew from early season 1, so the conversation changes again. And as I've been speaking, that Dwight has almost been the symbol of like someone who has become Negan, but became Negan because they didn't really get a choice. You know, they were pushed down a slide that they couldn't just stop themselves. You know, they were pushed in a direction. They didn't have a choice. Well, they did have a choice, but it's not really a choice, you know? It's one of those things where it's like, join Negan or your family dies. That's not really a choice. Most people won't consider that a choice because there is no choice. There's no decision-making process.
We will lose not one of our ranks.
I'm so proud of us for standing up for ourselves. I think that's the thing that really, it's a pervasive feeling, you know? Like, this sucks seeing this because most of these people...
Not one.
You know what I mean, guys. Oh, it's tough to watch. But season 8's done that. Season 7, my morals were just all over the place. Season 8, my brain's gone like... I'm starting to consider things again. I kind of wish at times that Season 7 Dan was watching right now, because Season 7 Dan would just be ecstatic. My bloody brain and morals. Haunts me, man. It haunts me. This
guns down now,
because he can radio to the saviors, and then this is over. Well, I wouldn't say over, but the strategy disappears. Surely he wouldn't kill Rick, though.
So you're the Rick from Alexandria.
You called him in for nothing.
You're a monster.
I
called him back. Because you're a prize, Rick. We don't kill you, the widow, or the king. Not if we don't have to.
I'm sorry, but like genuinely, like it blows my mind that he called Rick a monster. If he can work under Negan and he's seen what Negan's capable of, surely isn't that it's a bit weird to call Rick a monster? Unless, like I say, maybe it's about to turn and our view on Negan isn't going to be as blunt as it always has been. Like I say, maybe people like Morales, they view Rick as a villain. As evil, as someone to fear, not to respect. This is why when I was saying like people don't respect Negan, they fear him, that's from my point of view. I'm assuming that other people view him the same way, and that's the problem. I can only see it from my viewpoint.
Nothing to say, huh?
He sounds so
It doesn't
angry.
matter. Not anymore. Not for you or anyone else you brought in here.
We're gonna settle your shit, Peaches.
God's sakes. That does show you the way someone that was around from season 1, the way that his mind has changed. I spoke a lot in like previous reactions about how Negan's relationship with Carl will very much change now, in the sense that if Negan feels like he needs to win this in any way possible, he will use any reason possible, any method possible. When he lost Rick's compliance, he lost the reason to not risk losing it, you know what I mean? So like, he could mess with Carl, hurt Carl. He chose not to do anything like that, in my opinion, for the sake of maintaining peace. Well, maintaining the compliance, because if you break Rick far enough, he will lose control, which is what happened anyway. It would have happened a lot faster. Now, all bets are off. All bets are off. So all they need to do now is take Rick, Carl, Daryl, whoever they want.
I'm so sorry.
Were you the one who shot me? I pulled you into this. You didn't want to fight.
I think he...
Until I
did. Yeah. It's annoying because I don't feel like I've had much time to become attached to this person, you know? My pain is for Aaron.
stand your ass up. Get back to the fight, and you win this thing.
We don't know if he dies, but I
We will.
presume this is goodbye.
I love you. They'll go.
This war would never be without blood. And the blood is on both groups' hands. We will feel the guilt of this. We will feel the burden of this war, believe you me. As will Negan and his group. Wasn't Daryl with Rick? Where's Daryl? Surely Daryl comes in and kicks his ass. I shouldn't be saying that because he is someone from season 1, but actually, you know what? This is a very good time to point out that I never really had any connection to this guy. Like, I completely forgot who he was. I didn't even recognize his face. So that shows you in itself, like, yes, it changes my mind a little bit about what it means to become Negan and the types of people that could and would and do. It continues to add to those thoughts, right? But at the same time, if we have to take a shot to survive, I'm going to take it. I wouldn't hesitate. Now, that sounds brutal, but seriously, if Rick ends up in the hands of Negan, this is never going to be good. But Negan's still trapped, though. Unless he had a radio on him and they managed to get him out. But he was with Gabriel. Oh shoot, if we look at all these saviors lined up.
She knows what they did.
The thing is about killing or not, eh? You better shut your mouth up. You're gonna get your ass beat. You've always been a twit.
Not far.
Wow, not even talking.
We made our decision.
Nothing's been decided. Well, nothing's permanent except impermanence, I guess. In that way, I'll agree. But we are taking these men to the hilltop.
And Maggie decides.
That's where we're going, and that's what we're doing.
Bro, you can just look at Morgan's
You know how
face.
dangerous this is.
Isn't it mad that Morgan's gone from being like, all
No
life
matter what
matters
they've
to,
done, they're people.
we should mow them down. These people should be dead. But Jesus has taken it upon himself to spare them. Now, I don't hate that. It does freak me out a little bit, but my gut tells me that, like I said I think it was the last episode actually, we need to be showing that we can be a group to be followed rather than feared. We don't want to just go turn up and win this war Because we're not going to win this war by killing everyone. Let's just get that straight. We're not going to win this war by killing every single bloody person. Like, we're going to win this war by causing them to say no more. Something along those lines. People are still going to survive it. In this sense, for me, the best thing to do is what Jesus is doing, because we are showing these people that we are, one, merciful, which is crucial as a leader. You need to show that you can be feared, can be decisive, but can be mercy at the same time. Like, a leader that can be all of those things will be a good leader. Now, keeping all these people alive, yes, dangerous, but it gives us a platform. If we genuinely try and win this war the right way, whatever comes after that and the people that are left, we're going to want to have sowed some kind of seed of like, well, we want to show them who we really are. We don't want to just show them what it means to fear us, which is currently what has happened for the most part. Everything Negan did to us, the way that we feared him, the way that we looked at him, the way that we felt, we are doing to them now. So this is such a crucial moment.
We don't execute.
Yeah, see, we don't execute. We don't take that last step. I don't think so, ever. I agree with Jesus. I feel like my morals align with him exactly. But who bloody knows?
Is your family here?
No, I think he's lost his family.
We never made it to Birmingham. They didn't. I'm sorry. Really? Rick? I am.
So he lost everything and became...
I lost people too. Lori, Shane, Andrea, Glenn. Negan killed him. Bashed his head in right in front of me, in front of his pregnant wife.
Surely Morales looks at that and goes...
wife? She's the widow. Are you Negan too? Yeah, I'm Negan. To make it this far, this long, I had to be.
But you've got a choice.
Just like you. We're not the same.
I can understand his point of view.
We're two assholes who'll do whatever we have to just to keep going.
If he doesn't put the gun down, he's gonna die. Daryl's gonna come in.
Lori, Shane, Andrea, Glenn. They're all dead. And somewhere along the way, Officer Friendly died right along with him. Just like I did. With them.
I don't think that's strictly
Wait,
true.
no!
Oh!
Good.
Daryl!
That was... I know who was. Don't matter. Not one little bit.
Oh!
You found them guns.
Oh, Daryl's just straight up just like, it doesn't matter.
They aren't here. What? He called the saviors back from the courtyard.
Oh my
Get out
God.
before... They're here.
Oh, for God's sakes. Please don't cut scenes and let me watch this bloody scene. Oh, for God's... Sorry, guys. Holy shoot. I was thinking that he was at least going to be... Morales was going to be some kind of beacon of like... I mean, I guess he still sort of symbolizes a character that lost his way and became Negan, and it's not always black and white. It's not straightforward. It is about survival sometimes. The Savior's Compound probably isn't too bad a place to live if you're willing to drop your morals and become a different person. If you're willing to let that part of you die, which is the way he's just described it, the Morales of the past is dead. That's not too bad of a way to live because you know it's safer. It's probably one of the safest ways to live. Whether I would ever want to be in that position? No. Like, I don't think I would ever want to say goodbye to that side of myself, you know? I'd just be a different person. What would be the point in living other than just surviving like an animal? You know, that's what I would worry. Like, you'd lose any part of life or who you were or reason to live other than to survive. There are certain characters that have left at the risk of dying in the outside world, almost knowing they will die in the outside world because they don't want to be in this place. They can't see that part of them die. You know what I mean? And it's like, but I guess he acts as like a marker of, it can be to do with circumstance, it can be to do with loss, it can be to do with all these different things. But he became Negan nonetheless, and it's like every person is different. When I first started watching, it was so black and white. Everyone who became Negan was bad. You made that choice. End of. And over time, it has seriously changed. That view has changed so freaking much. Now it's like every person has their own reasons. Every person has their own motives, whether they're good or bad. Some people become Negan because this is the sort of person they want to be. Some people become Negan because they get given an impossible choice. Some people become Negan because they've lost everything else and all they want to do is survive. Some people's animal instinct takes over. You know, like there's an array of different reasons behind it. And then my view on Negan changes and the view on the Saviors changes because at the end of the day, he has built this place for ultimate survival. It is all about surviving. It is about living, but at the cost of what?
Is that the kids? It is, isn't it? Why the hell would you wear that? Didn't do shit for him.
Shut your... You are so lucky that Morgan is not like... Oh my god. Who is... Roly-poly. Sorry, that shouldn't be funny. Now we're protecting your asses. Well, not all of your asses. Move. Oh. Bro, he genuinely just ate brains. Are you dumb?
You're making this boy.
You were being spared. Okay. The thing is I can't even be that mad because would we run away and try and break out in that situation? Probably.
Don't shoot! Please! Pick him up!
Morgan, stop. Would you think they were gonna come back? That they would change? That they would be something else? It doesn't change. We are the same. Morgan.
Isn't it mad that my brain's now going like, oh man, I wish I could clip and merge just on command, merge clips, because obviously I could go search for them, but that would make my editing process ridiculously long. How not too long ago, my brain's going, once you become Negan, there's no coming back. There's no coming back from there. But then, I guess it is Dwight, you know. Dwight has symbolized to me that becoming Negan isn't the end. But just because you can't be forgiven doesn't mean you can't do right, or you can't change. Just because your past is potentially a permanent stain on your life doesn't mean your future has to be. It's mad how that's now opened my mind. Like, same with Negan, same with any character. Like, if you have an opportunity, which some of these characters will do, to change, to do different, to make a better choice and to do good, it's not just discounted because you've done bad in the past. It doesn't erase the past, but it creates a new future. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't agree with Morgan in the sense that these people are, like, unsavable, because a lot of these people are just like us.
There's war, and then there's peace.
Exactly.
We're gonna have to live with these people after.
This is it's exactly what I was saying.
We're gonna have to find a way to peace.
We can't do that by brutalizing the crap out of them for this entire war, because then they're only going to ever fear us. And we're going to be in a never-ending cycle that we're already stuck in. Morgan, please stop. For God's sakes. And like, he's erratic, like it's dangerous. Like, Claire Morgan is genuinely
Make no
terrifying.
mistake. Those we've so swiftly extinguished are but perhaps one garrison in a compound of 3.
It's crazy because he goes from like open-minded to closed-minded. When he goes into Claire mode, it's like super closed-minded. Oh, here we go. Bloody tease me. Shoot to kill, all right.
There, go!
Ugh. How many of them have they sent just for Rick? For God's sakes. Because yeah, if they get their hands on Rick, it is game over.
In trouble?
Well, not quite. Check. Holy shit, this is such a cool scene though. If this was under different circumstances, I would genuinely be like so entertained watching this, but I am.
Stop
But
now?
seeing Jesus like and Morgan,
Maybe not.
such a stupid waste of time. Please, Morgan.
I'm out.
Oh shoot! You're joking. Oh, please don't tell me you got shot. Please don't tell me you got shot. Please don't tell me you got shot. Isn't it mad how many got sent just to go get Rick? My question is Negan still ordering this, or is this just orders that we had before? Or what? If he had other plans, and this is all some kind of like, let them start this war, we go our own route to get our own revenge or to get our own leverage. Like, I don't really see Negan sacrificing people for the sake of sacrificing people, so it would completely contradict my view on his character, because I see his character as purposeful, and I see his character as, he cares about his group. Like, as much as he's got a weird way of showing it, like, he does lead them. I think this would have started a good thing, and for the most part, he probably sees it as a good thing, you know? He probably sees his group as the way to survive. I mean, he wouldn't call it the Saviors for no bloody reason. My gut's telling me he didn't have another plan, because if he did, then he would have been knowingly sacrificing people in his group. But maybe there's a backup. Maybe the backup is, if we start losing this, we go for the 3 heads of the dragon. How the hell do you snap Morgan out of this? How? Gonna say
What? I'm not right. I know that I'm not right. But that doesn't make me wrong.
Morgan. You are right.
Doesn't it really show you that the group's got like such divided viewpoints though? This is what I mean. At this exact moment, you need a leader. Someone that's able to make decisions like this, and it sucks because it will break them. Oh, what, Gregory?
Hello?
Do you seriously think... Like, I have pity for him, right? I actually feel bad for him, because I think he had an inflated ego, I think it was threatened, and I think he thought that he could... He didn't kill Maggie. We have to give him credit. He had an opportunity to kill her, and he didn't. It's not like he's been brutal to anyone, but he's just a dumbass who should never have been in charge. I think we should show him mercy. I do. As much as it pains me to say it, and he's an ass, and I don't think I'll ever like him, I feel bad for him. Like, I pity the guy. If the group turned you away right now and said, nope, go away, you're no longer a part of this anymore, I wouldn't blame us. This is the sort of moment when a leader has to step up. And a leader has to make the decision to show that they're brutal or merciful.
I've been through hell!
You literally put yourself through everything.
I know you can hear me! Is the gate broken? I told him to oil it.
You see, Maggie.
Gate's not broken.
What are you doing with Gabriel's car?
Car was just there.
So what are you doing here?
I built this place.
Do you not seriously
weren't here for
see
that,
where
but
you've wronged?
Some of us didn't just show up.
Shut your damn mouth! You really gonna stand there and pretend you didn't try to sell us out, sell this place out to the saviors?
I was working for the side of sanity. I was working for peace.
You threatened to kick people out.
If you do look at it from Gregory's perspective, like, I'm just trying to be as open-minded as possible right now, and he does piss me off. But if you try and look at it from his eyes, maybe he was just trying to keep peace. And the only way he knew he could, which was, I guess, being a coward. The only thing I hate about him is the fact that he did it all behind our back, and he even held the gun up to Maggie. Is that all of the stuff that he did was so questionable. Maybe in that last act he was genuinely trying to just keep peace. I don't know. Gosh almighty, I tell you, man, my brain doesn't stop. I stopped watching for a week, and I'm already like, gosh, my brain. Can I not have 2 seconds?
I tried to save lives.
You went there to betray us. That's what you told Cal when you dragged him there.
Cal is delusional.
What the hell?
Cal! Hey, come on, man. You know you can be dramatic.
Yeah,
That thing
you are a
with the
selfish
sorghum
bastard,
pancakes,
Gregory.
huh?
You mean when you ate a little girl's pancakes?
I think we
did
should.
not eat those pancakes!
I think we should show him
Listen.
mercy, but
For what it's worth, I did exactly 0 harm to your cause. Negan already knew everything.
wait, really?
Goodbye,
How?
Gregory.
Wait,
How?
no, please!
How would he know that?
All right, I went there because I was scared, all right? Because I didn't think you could win. But I see now what you saw all along, that the saviors can't be reasoned with.
Come on, Maggie,
I
show
was
yourself.
wrong. I made a mistake.
You know what? That takes balls to
I'm
swallow
sorry.
your ego and admit that.
Don't leave another human being out here to die.
Oh my gosh, you can stop now. You were ahead. You should have quit early. Oh, it was going so well until he started.
With everything he did, he's not worth killing. Not yet, anyway.
She won't regret this.
Maggie?
We are not letting them in. No way. With what they did, with what they do.
Gregory, shut
they're
your
a
mouth.
Monster. Gregory, I have stared into the face of.
Gregory! Go.
Yeah, you listen, you naughty boy. Seriously?
No offense, Jesus, but I kind of agree with that prick.
There are families here. Children.
But they surrendered.
I do think we need to show them. So hard to accept, but...
We can't let them go. And we can't kill them.
And I completely agree, we can't contribute to the cycle we tried so bloody hard to, And how does someone like Aaron keep fighting? How big does the toll get before it just breaks people, a group?
Maybe she can go back with you or Scott.
Go with me.
Look at Daryl's face, man. Oh my god. I just can't get out of my mind how like brutal and oh my gosh it is.
Her name's Gracie.
You gone too long, I'm gonna come looking for you.
That's the plan.
What now?
There's not enough room for two of you behind that tree.
Why shoot
And there's a
them?
herd coming. You tell us what we need to know. You do that,
And you live.
you can take a car.
You have to honor
Gotta be
that.
something, right?
Why on earth did they shoot?
Okay.
Was it just a boy?
What do you want to know?
M2 Browning 50 caliber guns here.
We did for a while.
What happened to
They got
him?
sent to another outpost
Oh
yesterday.
no, it's not. Someone else. Because they already knew.
Can I, can I go?
Daryl.
Change the Gavins.
I don't even think Rick's so like. Oh, I'm not even sure. If, like, oh my gosh, I don't agree with that. Oh. The look on Rick's face, like you just Daryl, man. Oh my gosh. What am I watching? Alright guys, so what I want to talk about, well the ending is, like the whole thing of like, what, no casualties, they're never gonna last. I kind of have this weird feeling like the king is going through like the pain of leading, and like in terms of leading with consequence, like he's almost scared of it. Like I don't know why, but like I get this vibe that like he fears bearing the weight of war, and he thought he got through it without, you know, like almost like the laughing was like almost disbelief. I think it's crazy because I think now like, yeah, well he's just 100%. How many people have just died? How many people are just about to die? And they're never not gonna fight back. They're always gonna fight back. Like we're never gonna win this war without death on both sides. Yes, we can win it quite convincingly, but there are going to be people that are killed. And I don't know if everyone can deal with leading us through that. I don't know if everyone can deal fighting that, us or them. I was going to say, yeah, like, maybe none of us have died, but there are a lot of people that have died. We have killed a lot of people that we didn't know. And that's going to take its own toll, right? Maybe not the same type, but it's going to take a toll of its own. But he's now experiencing it, like, and it's like, boom, because for the most part, he was leading very, very well with the situation he had, but he wasn't really exposed to this kind of brutality, right, like Rick was. Not at least immediately, and now it's like, shock. But anyway, there's no way he's dead because people get shot and then they fall on top of him. Like, I've seen what happened to Glenn. There's no way I'm gonna fall for the body on top of someone trick again. You know what I mean? Anyway, the war continues. Damn, we are 3 episodes in and it has been all about war. I was kind of naive to think that we would have 1 episode of a war. This may even last the whole season. But I know that we've made a bigger dent than they have so far, but their group was that much bigger than ours. So this is nowhere near over. One of the craziest things anyway, moving on, about this episode is it shows us, I think, the concept of war and what you want to get out of it. For the most part, you won't want to just win a war, mass genocide, move on, because you're never going to be able to move on from that, right? The whole point of this war is to fight for freedom. A freedom in which a lot of Negan's men don't feel like they've had, haven't been given a choice to have. We aren't just fighting for the freedom of our people. We are fighting for the freedom of everybody. You know, the whole point is that we're fighting for the future. This isn't about us. They've said that a lot in previous episodes. It's not about us. It's not about Rick. It's not about anyone right now. It's about the future. So that's not just building a future for us and our kin. It's for building a future for everyone that is willing to fight for the right things and to, like, rid of all the bad and the evil and the rotten. You know, it's for everyone. That includes saviors that decide that it's worth changing. But the one thing I will say that's kind of crazy is not everyone's believing that. So it feels like right now we've got a division. We've got a bunch of people that are fighting for the idea of a future, fighting for the idea of freedom, fighting for to be merciful, fighting for a new leader, fighting for, like, the king of the north. Then you've got people that are fighting for revenge and to clear, to get rid of all threat, to extinguish previous threat, current threat, future threat, and whether if that means genocide, that means genocide to, I mean, I know it's not quite genocide based on the definition of genocide, but you guys know what I mean. Then there are people that see that as the solution and to really kind of to think of what comes after that when it comes, not like now, where I think my logic is looking to think about the future and what this means going forward rather than just think about the present. That can pose risks in many ways. Like, my logic can pose a risk of trusting people that we shouldn't trust, or not taking this opportunity that's posed to us as vigorously as I could, or what. But then the other way around, you pose risking contributing to the cycle we're trying to escape, recreating what we avoided so intensely in the past, you know, becoming what we hated, all those kinds of tropes. You're potentially contributing to recreating the cycle. We're trying to break the cycle. We're trying to create a better future, something new, something different, not just take out what's there and then recreate it. You know what I mean? But this is always going to cause division. And I don't think that this division is going to be resolved anytime soon, because how do you convince people like Daryl, and Daryl I think is currently symbolic of this, how do you convince people like Daryl that we shouldn't get revenge and we shouldn't extinguish and we shouldn't not trust and all these different things? People that have been through the worst of Negan, how can you convince people like that this is the way forward? And how can you blame them for not wanting to follow this? You know what I mean? How can you can't blame Daryl for being the way he is. Look what he was bloody put through. If I was put through that, I'd probably be the same. You can't blame Morgan. You can't blame any of these people. You can't blame the people that don't want a part of it. You know, we have to understand that this will be vastly varying opinions at this point in time. And we also have to understand that that's never going to go away. Even when we create the future, that's not going to go away. Even when we've created our, I'm not going to call it a utopia, but the ideal of what's next, it's not going to be perfect, you know, so we have to learn to accept the difference now rather than try and have it forced upon us in the future, because then we're just going to end up in the same position Negan's in right now. Now, we don't need to go into Negan's psychology and all that kind of stuff again, because we've done it a lot, and you guys get the gist with my views on that. I'm just worried about Daryl, because I'm worried about how we convince people there's another way forward. How do you do that? And there are characters that I think I'd forgive. Eugene, for example. Do I think that I don't wish him dead. I don't wish Dwight dead. And then we got Morales today, and he's like, damn, he was like a symbol of becoming Negan because that's all that was left. And that's the thing as well. And we move on forward. How do you convince the people that are left? Because it's not going to be, we're not just going to go in there with rodent kill and kill them all and extinguish the lot. You know, there are going to be those that are left that don't agree with the way this is done, or perhaps just see Rick as a villain, or see what we've done as atrocity. Like, how do you convince people like that to move forward? I think where we need to put our eyes to is someone like Maggie, for example, who is going to be merciful and is going to show that they can be a leader that's stern, strict, willing to fight for their people, but then also merciful and open-minded. You know, like, that's going to be crucial going forward, because no, I don't believe at the very first opportunity we get when we can stop this war, I want to take that. The very first opportunity we get to avoid a conflict, we have to take it. Presuming that Negan's all bad, and I'm not going to say he is, because like I said just before, my views on him have changed drastically. You want to know more about that? Watch the whole video that I've just recorded, or previously on the walls. Say Negan surrenders, the war's over. He's handed himself in. He understands that he's lost, and he's willing to accept that there's no fighting this anymore. How do you, like, if you don't kill him on the spot, how do you decide what's done. It's not like we can just, you know, there's nothing you can do. I feel like at some point that will become a question and there will be a massive conflict about it. How do you do that? But anyway, like whatever happens from going forward, there has to be a reason to be merciful, and there has to be a moment when we decide to change and to be different and to show people we're worth following, not fearing. But anyway, do I have anything else to say? Yeah, my theory is that we will lose so much more in this war, and my theory is it will get worse before it gets better, but then eventually they're just going to surrender. It's going to be done, over, all of them, and we're going to end up with a new sort of powerhouse. I don't want to call us the saviors, but we would be recognized in the wider area and the vicinity of people that live near us that we are the new saviors. I don't want to know what to call it, but you would look at it like that, right? We'd have our own rules and our own set of structures, and you know, I think it would be run very differently, but maybe there would be things that would be quite similar. We've never had to do this before. That's another thing to be really, really careful of when we compare Negan and Rick. Rick's run a group before, but he's never run, how do I describe this? I don't want to call it a kingdom, but like, if you think of the saviors as like, they were like a governing body on top. We've never had to do that. So like, that would pose all of its own new problems and questions, and how do we deal with the things that Negan had to deal with? Do we have a new respect learnt from all those different things, and blah 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 blah. But like I said, none of this feels good, and I'm going to end it on that note where war doesn't feel good, death doesn't feel good, murder doesn't feel good, revenge doesn't feel good. None of this is bringing Glenn back or Abraham back. Like, we're fighting for freedom now, and that's it. So how far do we go? And nothing we do beyond winning is going to do anything to change what's happened. But anyway, gosh, thought-provoking episode. How long have we ended up today? 1 hour and 18 minutes. Yeah, that's about right. I'm going to leave that there, guys. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to channel for new content every single week. And of course, follow the Instagram, DanielWeaver2Ds. I hope that Telltale comes out hopefully the day after this. And I hope I have another Walking Dead video recorded this week. I hope this week is fruitful and juicy in terms of uploads. And yeah, thank you guys all so much for tuning in. I'll catch you guys in the next one.